When you think about these two clubs, a long lineage of European success, some world-class talent have played on both of these teams. Michael Lahoud, top of mind, some of the players when you think of Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, who are the players that immediately come to the front of mind?
I mean, we'll start with Bayern, the late Der Kaiser himself, Franz Beckenbauer, and then Real Madrid. Take your pick. Raúl, you're Vicente Del Bosque, both as manager and player. Hierro, Roberto Carlos. I mean, just they're the epitome of world-class talent.
Michael Owen, just the top of the.
Funny enough, it's like it feels like those, like Raúl, but a little bit further back from this picture. Those 2000, the Galácticos have been nostalgically emblematic of Real Madrid, but the Real Madrid from the last 10 years has been far and beyond more successful than the Galácticos. Like the Galácticos look like an absolute failure compared to what this last generation of Real Madrid players, this era, almost, you know, it's a dynasty.
So I guess you didn't put Beckham in your 11, huh? No, you missed out?
No.
I thought about doing it just for the bands.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because, as I mentioned before the break, gave you guys some homework. You were tasked with putting together your combined best 11s between these two clubs. I mean, there's a lot to choose from, and I have to think that there are some names that physically hurt to leave off of these starting 11s.
In particular, Nico. You know, he was going, no,
I know,
but I can, Mariana. I have to find a way.
Well, on that note, Nico, we're going to start off with you. All right, give us your combined best 11.
I'm disrespecting the history of legends. I'm leading legends.
I think my impression was spot on.
It was really good.
Wow.
Hey. Iker was my first idol, and it pained me to leave not only Neuer, but Oliver Kahn and Sepp Maier. Bayern have had goats in goal that I'm leaving off. And then Lahm, his versatility. I mean, we know Sergio Ramos and what he meant at Real Madrid, including important goals. And De Kaiser, probably one of the best center backs to ever play the game, maybe the best center back to ever play the game.
Ever.
Roberto Carlos, for the sake of leaving Marcelo off, I guess. Roberto Carlos was a boss. And then pick your poison between Modric, Casemiro, Toni Kroos, who have the trophies and the experience to rival Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta as the greatest midfield trio of all time. Ronaldo, Lothar Matthäus, multiple Golden Ball winner on the left. Maradona's greatest adversary, self-stated by Diego Armando Maradona, and Lothar Matthäus, a World Cup winner, Champions League winner, multiple Bundesliga winner. And then the great Gerd Müller up top with one of the greats of Real Madrid in Spanish and Argentine history, Alfredo Di Stefano, with, what does he have, 5 Champions Leagues, Di Stefano, something like that? Like when the Champions League European Cup just started, Madrid, I think, racked up the first 5, like, pam, 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 and the Di Stefano Puskás era. This is like impossible.
I was going to say, I think you did really well, though.
It's not easy to just do a Real Madrid best 11 historically. You add in a bunch of legends from Bayern Munich on top of it. This was not easy. I'm interested to see yours, though.
I know. So, Lahoud, you're up.
Nico, you were actually my inspiration for this because I knew I had to come correct. I knew if I just did, Bex, because I watched the documentary again a couple days ago, you would hammer me on the show and hammer me behind the show first. But hammer me. So let's get stuck into this because I love my team, and we actually had a very similar team, Nico, and that tells me that I did really well. So in goal, I had a similar headache because I grew up loving Oliver Kahn, hating him out of respect, but loving what he represented, the epitome of fire, all these things. But Iker Casillas won the World Cup, won the Euros, and is a boss.
We have the same
really
team.
revolutionary. So backline, we already have the same. Everything you said. In midfield, that's where it gets interesting. Zidane, Hampden Park, we know that. Class player, Di Stefano, things that you said.
What's
but the
that
two players.
What's that
I don't like
I got a cop-out, too. Let him have it.
The two players that I struggled with, the cop-out is that I couldn't decide between Toni Kroos, who won Champions Leagues with Bayern and Real Madrid, so I picked him to start the first half. And then at halftime, I'm making a sub because Luka Modric, you have to put him on the field. You have to put on the field.
I want a sub.
You don't get subs? I get subs. Making the rules in my own league, in my own Champions League.
Michael's a guest.
But as I go to the El Fenomeno, Di Stefano, Gerd Müller, two players that really make this team stand out for me that bring something different is Lothar Matthäus, the epitome of winning mentality. Yes, you have your icons like Roy Keane, but Lothar Matthäus won the World Cup in 1990 with Germany, won the Ballon d'Or, and just that ruthlessness that you need to get stuck in, can play anywhere in midfield, and really one of your leaders in the middle of the park. And then Gerd Muller, the bomber himself. He is just the standard bearer. He set the standard for what it meant to be a striker for over 2 decades.
Yep.
And then set that single season record that Robert Lewandowski broke. That took 50 years to get 41 goals for any player. And just averaged an amazing goals per match ratio, doing it all under the height of what, 5'7", 5'8"? Incredible. Not the most gifted speed-wise, not the most gifted athletically, but was born to score goals.
And which Ronaldo was that, just for clarification?
Oh, my best friend Ronaldo. The original. Definitely not CR7. The original.
You went phenomenal in that?
I went phenomenal.
During his time at Madrid?
We're talking in general? I went in general as a player.
You went phenomenal over CR7, judging by the Real Madrid time?
If you're going by Madrid time, then obviously Cristiano Ronaldo. But as a player itself, I went phenomenal.
You went for vibes. That's cool.
I went for vibes.
Yeah.
Have you on my vibes?
So then we have a different team. That's the one.
Oh,
player
you went with CR7.
This makes it way more interesting.
5 Champions Leagues.
Let's shake it up.
Speaking of vibes,
Alexis's combined
I figured
best
so.
11.
I purposely said, let me pick some names that I don't think would get picked, so at least we get a chance to talk about them. Although I did also go with CR7 on mine. I think when I look at my best 11, I tried my hardest to say, who should be playing on this team versus who's just the greatest of all time, right? And for me, a couple names you guys didn't mention, Marcelo. Absolutely incredible. Obviously, the most assists by any left back in La Liga history. This man bombing forward, Claude Makelele in front of him, protecting everyone, considering you're going to have Marcelo roaming.
Ask him how he did against Boca in the 2000.
Right, of course you bring that up.
So
And
he's
then
out. He's out.
You got Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7 cutting in. I got a little bit of a cop-out up top. Raul or Figo. I couldn't make the decision.
What about Benzema?
Wow.
I didn't go. So Raul is the Real Madrid goal leading scorer of all time?
No,
until Cristiano Ronaldo.
Until Cristiano.
Until Cristiano. So I got both of them on the pitch. Come on, son. And to
Benzema might be up there, by the way.
To me, the reason I went with Arjen Robben is because I can't have all three at the top trying to score. I want a guy to be able to cut in, cause a little bit of a chaos and mayhem. The 2013 Champions League final, he was a beast, helped him secure it. So boom, you cut across. Luka Modric and Toni Kroos, I want to give them their flowers because I feel like in the next 20 years, we're all going to be talking about, yes, we got to live through the CR7 era. Yes, we got to live through the Messi era, but we also got to see Luka Modric and Toni Kroos in midfield together for 40 years straight. And that's how long they've played.
And Casemiro.
Casemiro, you know what? So there's a little bit of asterisk now in his career because of what's been going on the last 2 seasons.
Who cares
So
about
we're
that?
still seeing Luka Modric and Toni Kroos just at these like epic levels, these X-Men levels. I don't know if that works.
An FYI about Raul, to just kind of glorify a little bit what Benzema did also. Yes, he was the top goal scorer in Real Madrid history up until Ronaldo got there, but then Benzema took the second place spot. The top 2 goal scorers in Real Madrid history are Cristiano and Benzema.
Wow.
We never talked about Lewandowski. We left freaking Lewandowski off the list.
Well, okay, so this begs
What's
the question.
one name you wish you could have? Because I wanted to put in Zidane.
That's a good one.
I wanted to put in Zidane. I couldn't find a place to put him in there.
You love Zizou out.
I love Zizou out.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so we're going to put these up on our socials, and the universe is going to be able to vote on
You didn't
who's
choose one?
No. Oh, no.